Am I the asshole for telling my wife that if she wasn't home in 10 minutes, I was taking her dog to the pound?
Oh, shit.
What?
Oh, fuck. This is me, right? This is
I
me.
think it's
you
John up
first.
first, yeah.
Damn. Dog situations are always iffy for me because I'm very like
Pro-dog, anti-human.
I'm anti-human, pro-dog.
I mean, who isn't?
However, I did hear something that he mentioned that like it's his wife's dog, right? So he doesn't have any sort of emotional attachment to this said dog. Kind of makes me wondering. I've seen lots of TikToks lately about people posting about like, oh, I adopted a dog in the shelter. I'm a good person, yada yada. So I have a feeling it's one of those cases, but I think the approach is like really shitty. So I'm a cop out. Everyone sucks in this scenario.
Okay. All right.
Are we-
Sean,
We're allowed to just do that? I always forget. Is
yeah,
that-
you can do whatever. You can say no one sucks if you want.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you could say no one sucks. Yeah.
Hard to stay united on this one.
Yeah. Okay, so here's what I'm thinking. I think this approach is no good. The only way I'm seeing this being okay is if like the dog bit the kid and the dog is older than the kid and the guy is like no connection and has been like, hey, this dog has been aggressive towards our kid. And then his partner's like, no, that's just how the dog is. And then the dog bites the
like,
kid.
dismissive,
And then he's like,
yeah.
nope, that's the fucking final straw. We got to fucking take this thing to the pound. But I don't know. How likely
That's
is that
aggressive,
scenario?
though. Like, be here in 10 minutes or else. That's a threat, bro.
I'm just, fuck it. I'll stay united, John, because I definitely think OP sucks. But I mean, I guess there's a chance that, this is the final straw and they've talked about the dog and the wife is like, it's the dog or me. I don't know. So yeah, I'll go with John. We stay
Everyone
united.
sucks.
Fuck it.
Wow.
All right, let's go.
I like
Let's
it.
go.
All right. So my wife, 29 female, and I, 33 male, have been married for 4 years. I'm the sole breadwinner and she stays home. For the majority of these 4 years, my wife has wanted a dog, and I absolutely despise dogs. I was mauled badly by a dog when I was a teenager and still have scars from it. So it's a
shit.
good reason to not want a dog. That's absolutely...
That's valid.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. About 6 months ago, my wife adopted a dog from the shelter without
Yeah,
giving me...
This is a TikTok trend.
Without,
I watch TikTok now, guys.
you do. I
before
said
Reels.
that's impressive.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy. Y'all both have mentioned TikToks that I have never seen before.
Sean's slipping.
Yeah. Well,
Sorry,
I don't know.
my For You page is strictly like corgis and dogs. So
Yeah, I'm definitely not on
Sean-
the algo.
Sean's is probably on football, but
It's a lot of football, a lot of cats, a lot of food.
yeah. So my wife adopted a dog from the shelter without giving me any notice.
That's crazy.
ooh,
Yeah.
that is crazy.
I got home one day to find a dog staring at me. I legitimately thought that the dog had just wandered in through the door or something, but my wife came out and explained the situation, that we had a new member of the family.
Ooh,
So I genuinely hate dogs, but my level of hatred for this dog is beyond all rationale. It has obviously mental/emotional problems, and these problems are so bad that if you leave it alone for more than 30 minutes, it will destroy furniture. I know this because it's exactly what happened last time we left it alone for more than 30 minutes. It destroyed the upholstery on a $4,000 sofa. After that happened, my wife promised to take care of it. So due to the nature of my job, I am often away for work. Occasionally, these work trips involve sitting around twiddling my thumbs. Other times, 20-hour days every day. My most recent trip was a 2-week marathon of the latter. I was in a foreign country where workers' rights aren't exactly taken seriously. That seems problematic, but that's a lesser part of the story, I guess.
yeah.
So I got home this morning after a 12-hour flight. I walked in the door at about 5 a.m. My wife was asleep, and I went to bed in the guest room as she's a light sleeper and I didn't want to wake her up. After a few hours, I heard her getting ready. I woke up to greet her and she told me that she was going out for the day. I asked her where and she said she had a spa day planned. So the problems are, 1, I was insanely sleep deprived and stressed out, and 2, I was going to have to watch the dog all day. I told her no. She responded by telling me that she hadn't been able to get her hair or nails done for 2 weeks because of my trip and having to watch the dog. I told her tough luck, but I wasn't going to watch the dog in my state. She literally ran out the door waving goodbye to me, got in her car, and left. First, the dog and I had a little staring contest until it started barking at me for some reason. Then
That's not P. Diddy meme or Jim. Or just like,
So then I got an idea, and since my wife was only a few minutes away, I sent her a text and said, "Hey babe, if you're not home in 10 minutes, your dog is going to the pound." I was fully ready to follow through, but my wife read the text, turned around, and came home. And she spent the past 20 minutes shrieking and has been in a foul mood ever since. So am I the asshole?
I want to say John is absolutely correct. Everybody sucks. Okay, look. Husband sucks not only for the text, which isn't great, but also like not kind of understanding why she really wants a dog. You're gone. It sounds like a lot. And she's home alone a lot. So
That is fair.
there should have been some sort of compromise. All right. You can't have a dog, maybe a cat or like fucking some gerbils or some shit.
2 cats.
Fishes. Who knows? So I don't think he was definitely pushed to the edge because that's not.
He has trauma from dogs.
yeah.
He was put in a terrible situation. But
Here's
I don't know.
where I'm coming from. I think if he sucks, it's only a little bit, and I think she is the number one sucker in this.
I'll go more into that later, Josh. Go ahead.
Because zero communication to get a dog is nuts.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
She's making a lot of insane things.
Yeah.
And then when he was like, look, I honestly cannot watch this dog that I already hate. I just got back from a 12-hour flight. I'm exhausted. Been 2 weeks of being stressed out. And then for her to just be like, that's crazy while walking out the door is wild. Yeah, is absolutely wild. But I mean, yes, I agree. She sucks more, but I want to say he is also not. He should have found a compromise. I don't know. A lot of people think that I sympathize too much with the women on the show. I don't know. But I feel like she is warranted some sort of something. You're gone a lot.
Sure. And if that conversation had been talked about and he just left that out, then yeah, I'll go with you 50-50 assholes. But it with the context we have, I don't know if that conversation has ever happened where she's expressed that she...
Oh, I still don't think it's 50-50. I think it's...
Okay.
80-20.
I'm going to go more... Oh, damn. That's generous.
Okay.
I'm going to go with 1% he sucks, 99% she sucks. I'm still going to go with everyone sucks here, okay? For the reason that you guys already mentioned, okay? So the 99% reason why she sucks, 1, she just didn't consult him at all. 2, there's scars involved.
Yeah.
Physically and emotionally.
Not only is there physical like representation of that trauma, there's also that emotional trauma. And chances are, if you're married, you've been there that long, you know like what your partner's fears are. Again, I think he sucks because like that little 1%. But that reaction came from a place of like trauma
and stress,
right? Because it's like
tiredness
and stress and tiredness, like sleep deprivation and all that. But at the same time too, it's just like he is taking it out on like an innocent creature who had no choice in this situation.
Yes.
Where that's
the true victim is the dog in this situation.
The true victim is a dog, right?
Yeah.
That's the only reason why I'm just like, he kind of sucks a little bit because, like not giving that dog like the opportunity or the chance because, I don't want to cry in this episode, but like I'm in that same, I was in that same situation, right? We did like all we could to make things happen for Obi, but unfortunately it just, we pretty much spent like almost like a fucking down payment for a car just to get him right. But there are some times and there's situations where it's like, it just can't. Sometimes it's a little too late and all you could do is like hope that they can get better, but sometimes they can't.
And I will say this, John, you tried. Like it doesn't say anywhere here that she's like trying to get him trained or anything like that. It's just, it seems like it's very much like I don't know if she's a responsible enough dog owner.
No,
either.
And that's the part. I get where Sean is coming from. That he is gone a lot. Maybe there needs to be like some sort of a security in the house. I get that, but they could have done other means of security, and it shouldn't be the one thing that like this dude probably takes off his shirt every night and just sees that dog and be like, fuck.
Yeah.
One of those motherfuckers mauled me like back in the day. And it's just a living representation of like trauma, like sitting in your living room type of shit. So approach not the best. That text was a little wild for me. Again, I'm only saying he sucks because he's taking it out on an innocent creature who had no choice in this situation. But that wouldn't have happened if it wasn't for her lack of transparency and lack of communication with her partner.
Yes. I think that's where most of us are standing. I think Sean was just pointing out.
Yeah. All y'all points are very valid.
I agree with pretty much all of what John said. And I'll go into what Reddit said. So they actually deemed not the asshole.
Of course.
Because there's no middle ground.
Of course.
Very rarely, anyway. So journalist most 5977 said, please rehome the poor dog. You hate it, and your wife sounds like she isn't mature enough to care for the dog. Never mind a rescue with emotional problems. That dog is going to have a real shitty life with you. It deserves better. I'm going to go not the asshole in this situation on this one, though. Your wife shouldn't have brought a dog into the home knowing how you feel about them. And I think that's pretty much where we stand on that.
Yeah.
The dog is the true victim in this situation.
Absolutely.
As well as the husband for being re-traumatized, to be honest. So